You could make obvious mistakes when designing a 3D model, and that's a model for any purpose. You could put materials in the wrong places, add a huge number of vertices where you don't need them, export to the wrong required format, and so on. And that's not even getting started on the creative side of things. However, the more mistakes you are aware of, the more mistakes you can avoid, which is what we are going to be focusing on this video. I'm going to talk you through 5 of the most fundamental mistakes you must avoid if you want your 3D design process to be a successful one. So first is not gathering enough references. You've probably heard this a lot by now, but if you haven't, here's the main thing when creating anything. Gather many references. They may not be only visual, they can also be based on books you've read or movies you've seen, but gather them and check them often. Let's make an example of you creating some leather belts for your character. Check how other artists made similar things, check how leather works in real life and how it reacts to light. References are truly the most important thing. Using a software like PureRef is a huge help when gathering and organizing references for your projects. Lacking the fundamentals. The basics of compositing, anatomy, perspective, value, form, and notion of the design are the most valuable tools an artist has. This is what makes someone create good, high-quality art. And there are tools that are endless source of study. There is no such thing as I know all about anatomy or I know everything there is about compositing. Fundamentals might be studied through your main medium, be it 2D or 3D, but can also be studied through photography, traditional drawing, painting, sculpting, etc. Learning notions of design helps you on reading concepts for the future models, and composition and lighting are crucial for the presentation. And as I said before, studying the fundamentals is never ending. Top artists in the industry still study the fundamentals because there is always something to learn. Not being open to learning. There are always new things to learn, new ways to get better, and new techniques and processes to master. When it comes to the design industry, especially since the technology is ever evolving and new concepts like AR and VR are becoming hugely popular, one of the absolute biggest and most impactful mistakes you can make is getting stuck in your ways and not being open to see these new ideas and ways of working. If you haven't got the readiness and the openness to learn, you'll become stagnant and will be holding yourself back from your full potential. Not using add-ons. For some weird reason, some people think that using add-ons or plugins is considered in a way cheating and immoral. For that, I would say, if this is the case, when using third-party tools, the counter-argument is why don't you create your own 3D software in the first place? Because you are using software to create your own art, so the logic says if you want to create something interesting, you want to use tools that allow you to create amazing stuff. So for me, it only makes sense if you save a few hours a day using the tools that someone spent 100 of hours or maybe months developing. Then it's an amazing idea to save time. These developers do this to help you make things easier for you and propel you in the right direction, allowing you to finish your projects under the deadlines. Using subdivisions too early in the process. It can be tempting to try and make a complex model after getting to grips with the basics of 3D modeling software, but the fact is that doing so often leads to mistakes which can be hard to fix. As a general rule, start off by using the most basic of quads and don't subdivide them unless you absolutely have to. Doing so can make models appear irregular, lacking the smooth quality which defines the very best 3D models found in the best-selling games. If you can get the basic shape of a model right first, then it's time to look over your work and add subdivisions if you think they're required. 3D modeling software can ease out any bumps in the models, but it's better not to have the resort to this method if you can avoid it. Now tell me guys, what are the mistakes that you did in your journey while learning 3D and how to kinda solve those? Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching and goodbye.